What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a beautiful weekend. We do have a nice green day in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. We have some altcoins like Ethereum, Chainlink, Tezos, Dash, BNB, all in the deep green today. Bitcoin currently attempting a breakout. At the time of making this video, everything could change like that, but having a look right now, we are having a little bit of a struggle around the $7,300 level. Now, I do have three very big, very important things to go over today. Number one, we have Bitcoin doing something that basically the last time this happened, well, we had a 2,700% increase in Bitcoin price, and well, it looks like it is doing it again, but we're going to talk about that. We also have a major hedge fund that just got access with $10 billion in assets under management. However, there is a bit of a catch. We're going to talk about that as well. And I also want to discuss the fact that we did have Grayscale basically coming out and talking about their Q1 data. And well, while 80% of it was going into Bitcoin, can you guess where the other 20% was going? We're going to go into all that today. Should you be bullish? Should you be bearish? What is going on? Apparently, Bitcoin has disappeared from the charts. I don't know what's going on right now. But that being said, we are going to dive directly into the charts. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. We do this every single day. Let's dive in. Let's have a look. Bitcoin having a breakout. We are currently above right here. We are above the resistance. We are basically still on this trending support. We are having that breakout. However, you notice that we are being held down once again by the VPVR. We've been talking about this level. This is the most accumulated level for Bitcoin, and it's pretty much right around the $7,000 sort of $7,300 level. If we can maintain above this, then we could see Bitcoin all the way up to about $8,000. Currently, though, if we continue to get rejected, we might fall back down to the 50 moving average. And if we fall below that, things could get very bearish very quick for Bitcoin. Now, I do want to just point out one thing. You're noticing we are being held down by this. If we do get above these levels, we're still going to have some difficulty at around 7,700. That is currently where we have the 21 exponential moving average. And another big thing you're going to want to consider also is that it is the weekends. Futures are not trading, therefore we are going to have a CME futures gap below us at around the $7,080 level. So come Monday, are we going to sort of wick really quick down to the $7,000 level? It could be a possibility. Doesn't mean that we have to stay there. But just bear in mind, we do tend to close these gaps. So that is just something that I want to basically mention before we get into it. But aside from just the price movement, you can see right here, we are still trying. We're struggling to break out. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, we will have our answer. However, we need to talk about Bitcoin and the fact that it is trading below production cost 25 days from the halving. The halving is coming up sooner than later, guys. And last time Bitcoin was trading below production cost into the halving, it rallied 2,700%, okay? Now, obviously things are different this time around. We do have the pandemic going on. We do have unemployment rates skyrocketing in the US. We have a lot of different situations, okay? And also keep in mind that Bitcoin was birthed from sort of an economic depression recession. It's never really lived through one, right? However, I do want to just expand on that. And if we come over here and have a look at this chart that ThetaSeek posted, he basically says that Bitcoin miners have been silently accumulating coins over the past 6 months. Now, we have heard conspiracies that they've been selling them, right? Well, he says, I expect them to continue to do so until well after the halving. This is big if the demand or if it basically the demand stays the same or it increases from this point onwards. He says, I expect prices to breach the all-time high quickly this year from the supply shock. Now, somebody down here actually does make a comment about this and says, why would miners accumulating coins be bullish? If miners have been accumulating coins, speculating that the halving will be higher and they'll be able to sell, wouldn't this be a bad thing? Wouldn't these accumulated coins basically look to be sold and have a massive sell-off after the halving, right? Well, he says this, pretty good explanation. He says, think of the miners as the oil producers of the OPEC cartel. When they collectively plan to produce less oil, control supply, they artificially jack up the oil prices and have been selling at $100 a barrel for years, even though cost price at pump is less than $3. So you let me know. Some people are saying this isn't really a good thing. Other people are saying send it to the moon. In reality, if we go back here, we could be looking at a bit of a double top, okay? The same way that we had this top right here, we had this nice ascending trend. We could be putting in something very similar right here with the ascending trend, and we had a massive dump afterwards. So that is a possibility. We could revisit down to the $4,500 levels. Maybe, possibly. Do keep your eyes on this moving forward. However, I do want to talk about the big news. However, this news comes with a catch. So basically, we have a secretive yet reportedly highly lucrative hedged fund now has the green light to invest in Bitcoin futures. So the US SEC has confirmed that Renaissance Technologies medallion funds now have access to the Bitcoin futures scene. Renaissance's $10 billion hedge fund recently gained notoriety in the press. Keep in mind, 10 billion, that's a lot, for having gained 24% this year, despite, pretty rough times in the market, right? According to the most recent data from CME, its products related to Bitcoin are basically at all-time highs in terms of unique accounts last month, a combined annual growth rate of 161%. But here's the catch. The medallion funds are permitted to enter into Bitcoin futures transactions, which Renaissance will limit to, are you guys ready? Cash-settled futures. What happened with Bakkt, guys, when it first came out, right? They rolled out cash-settled futures, and everybody took the opportunity to essentially just short Bitcoin. So while this sounds very positive on the surface, if they're not having physical Bitcoin delivered like Grayscale actually has physical Bitcoin, well, basically they're just betting with cash. They're not holding Bitcoin, which means they don't really have, I would say, faith in the underlying asset, which means essentially, well, some people might say that they could just be looking to just get in and just short the Ponzi, right? That is a possibility, but it is $10 billion. Maybe not all of it's going to go into it clearly, but let me know what you think about that. However, we do have some very big news, and that is coming from Grayscale's Q1 2020 report. We spoke yesterday about all of the Bitcoin. They have 1.6% of the circulating supply. Well, it does look like that basically Bitcoin had around 389 million flow into Grayscale. There was a total of about $500 million that flowed into it, but the question is, where did the other 20% go? Well, if you guys said Ethereum, which is apparently, what is going on right now? Why isn't this going back to Bitcoin? Hold on, let me give it a refresh. There we go. If you guys guessed Ethereum, well, you are correct. 20% went into Ethereum. There was about, if it was 389 million into Bitcoin, it was 110 million invested into the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. So basically, Spencer Noon, the head of crypto investments at DTC Capital, says the numbers show that Ethereum has reached a turning point with high net worth investors. I know some of you are very excited about this. Institutional investors are buying ETH. The cat is officially out of the bag from the latest Grayscale report. So this is pretty big, guys. Also, keep in mind that their digital asset trusts are fully backed by cryptocurrencies, unlike cash settled, which means that if you're getting in on Ethereum, you need to hold that Ethereum. You need to have faith in it. You need to keep that asset stable in some type of a cold wallet, right? The firm says investors are turning to its products despite a low appetite for risk in this shaky global macro environment. And on that note, I do want to make one more quick discussion regarding basically what's been happening with all of the money printing. And I do want to take it from this article from Crypto Slate, and they say with the rapidly increasing amount of government debt and debt in general, and seemingly no concrete or sustainable plans to pay the sum back, there are seemingly three main possible scenarios that can transpire to end the super debt cycle. Number one, governments try and inflate their way out of debt, or a debt jubilee takes place. Number two, due to monetary and economic factors, deflation actually sets in. Maybe. Number three, fiat is totally abandoned. Let's be honest, the powers that be are probably not going to have that happen. But guys, at the end of the day, you know where I put my money. You know where I place my bets. And for me, Bitcoin, although it may not be the ultimate answer, it certainly isn't a bad place to pretty much bet. Not financial advice. You know what I'm doing. That being said, guys, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this super quick video. It is the weekend. Go out and enjoy yourself, although it's an ugly day in New York. Supposed to be nice tomorrow. Today's very ugly, but that being said, guys, you know tomorrow we will be doing another update as usual. We try to get videos out every single day. If you haven't considered subscribing to the channel, definitely check it out. We do have a free Telegram group, absolutely free. I will drop that below in the description, but that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much again for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this for the most part every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.